Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to finishing up our balloons. So the last steps that we are going to do now that our background is completely dry is we are just going to add in this bow and these strings and maybe a few shadows here and there just to make it like pop quite a bit more. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to add a balloon, or I'm sorry, the bow. Um, I don't think I want to add personally a blue bow. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my alizarin crimson, and I am going to make like a nice pink bow to like offset the colors that I have chosen. So I'm going to start here. I'm actually going to go like basically right underneath this. And I'm just going to create like a sideways teardrop or like a bunny ear. And then I'm going to do that same thing to the other side, but adding like a slight bit of variation just because to add some interest. Um, and then the top is going to be thicker than the bottom is. Right there, like that. Yep, and then we need like a little bit of a knot. So like a little circle under there. Let me zoom in so you can get like a good view. Ooh, sorry guys. Okay. And then I'm going to come out like that. Come to a point. There we go. That's cute. Okay, so now we have to wait for that to dry in order before we add more details to it. In the meantime, what we can do is we can add a little bit of shading to the bottom part of the balloons. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to grab a little bit of a phthalo blue, just a bit of a phthalo blue, mind you. And I'm just going to go in and add a little bit of blue around there with a wet brush, and then with just my water. So right now I have clean brush full of water. I'm just gonna pull it out a bit. I'm sorry for banging around the camera. I'm working at home and I have a much tighter space to work with. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm using fairly small brushes right now. I used like my number 2 in order to do that blue line, and then I used my number 4 to like kind of pull it out. So I'm just gonna do that to every single one. On this dark purple one, I might need more blue on my brush. There you go, in order to make like a difference. Yep. My lighting also isn't as nice as it was at the Coming Center. There you go. That one's done. Going over to right here. So this will just help really make it pop. It's also 100% optional. You do not have to do this if you are very happy with your balloons already. I am just finicky. So this is a little bit more like experienced kind of thing. This is a little more advanced. So if you are not comfortable doing this, please, by all means, you don't have to. I'm just giving you guys some options um, to really bring your painting to life and make it look very 3D. Again, I put down color and now I'm going to just kind of like take off half of what I put down. You also don't want to work it too much because then you run the risk. There you go. You run the risk of taking off the layer underneath it. This also really helps to define what balloons are in front of each other. I kind of like that just as is. I don't think I'm going to touch that one. Uh, so instead of going all the way up with this one, I'm just going to add it right here. And then there's just two more, one up here. Re-wet my brush a bit, soften that up. This also gives it like the look that the sky is kind of reflecting in the shadows of the balloons because we're using like a blue as well. There you go. C'est tout. Okay, now my brow is dry. I'm gonna add another layer of pink to just the top. This is going to give it that look of like three-dimensionality. So it stops here. And then let's say this is the top of the knot right there. So I'm going to keep on adding and then so while it's wet, you can continue to just drop in more color to really layer on that depth of color. Okay. And then the last step that we will do is the chords themselves. So you have like the strings. You have a couple of options here. If you don't have a lot of brush control, the way like I do, because I've been doing this for 20 years, I would suggest using like a black ballpoint pen or what do you call it? Like an extra fine tip Sharpie, maybe. I think that might be a good option for those who aren't as confident in their brush skills, I guess, brush control skills. I'm going to use, what color do I want to make my strings? You know what? I'm just gonna make my strings black. So I'm just grabbing my black, and I'm not going right from palette. I'm going, taking my black and putting it to the side of my palette so I can like really control how much I pick up. And then I am underneath going to just like do a few strings. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do the first one. So I'm going across right here and I'm going down. Okay. And then this one, because these two are on an angle, they are clearly pulling, right? So I'm going to make these strings taut. So I'm barely using any force at all to get those down. Then I'm going to go over here. Now this one, because it's going straight down, I'm going to give it a little bit of slack to make it look like it's kind of just floating with ease. Oops. Okay. This one is behind. Again, I want it to kind of float with ease. And then I'm going to just add in like barely there marks. This one I'm going to have to kind of curve the other way. Nice. Okay. And then this one I'm going to also have it curve. Okay, so then we only have two more strings. So this one, I think I'm gonna have curve in a little. This one kind of looks like it's being pulled. So I'm going. And then this one is kind of just leisurely floating there. I think that's about it, really. If you really, you can add a little bit of a color like on the inside if you wanted to, just to give the bow a little more depth. You can also like do this, put some of that bow color in the balloon to make it look more like a reflection of it. What else can you do? You can also add like a few reflections of like the purple into the balloon itself. That's a little much, but if I just dab it, there you go, that kind of looks nice. So like a little bit of purple through there. Um, and then you can add even a little bit of yellow. You don't have to. I don't think I'm gonna add the, yeah, I probably will add the yellow. Who am I kidding? It's not gonna show up nearly as well. That's okay. And then I guess like right here. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm done. Don't forget to sign it if you wanted to. Um, yeah, that's about all I can think of. But thanks for coming along for this ride, guys. I hope you enjoyed this balloon class, and I am grateful that I was able to teach you guys. Thanks, guys. I'm just gonna sign my name real quickly and then add the date. It's 2023. And I'm done. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.